Good morning. Holy shit, that's pink. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to American Scouser's Morning Coffee or Tea with American Scouser. Made it in the last second. Too busy on freaking Discord. First killing each other, now trying to pick mattresses. It's going all over the place. Speaking of mattresses, obviously it's a reckless Friday, and being reckless at work, scamming people out of their hard-earned money as we speak is Anan. What's happening?
What is going on? I wasn't even supposed to be here, but Kazi decided to pull in a non and not let us know what's going on. So I kind of left the business. My employees are crazy, starving right now. They need my help, but here I am saving the day for Kazi.
In my defense, I thought it was Sunday. These different days throw me right off because I had a Saturday, because I had a day off yesterday, and today's Sunday.
Kazi had so much food yesterday, he lost track of time.
Exactly. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah. And then I'd fly. Yeah.
Yeah, he shows up. He's like, "Hey, we're ringing the show, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, here's the invitation," and then just like silence. He's gone. I thought you went Black Friday shopping. How is the Black Friday sale? Is it worth for people to leave right after the show? Because you better not leave during the show and run over there and grab, I don't know, a side table or some shit.
I'm definitely going to leave during the show. I don't advise people do. But honestly, it's actually rather surprising the amount of traffic we've seen compared to last year. It's only 10 o'clock in Michigan. People are already lined up, ready to go. So I'm impressed. I don't know if it's the election result and people are excited, or simply people just love me and they want to come see me. Either way, I will not complain. I'll take it. And I'm still waiting for Kazi to buy that damn mattress. Okay, I'm done.
I know. And what I'm trying to tell everyone, if you are an American Scouser subscriber, you get an extra 10% off. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
15% off for all American
15% off. God damn.
So City have 115 charges. So you get 15.
11.5. I think that's what it should.
You get 15% off, one for every 10 charges, guys.
Yeah. If you go in there Sunday afternoon after the game, you get 11% off because of the points. That's how many we're going to be clear. So
with the win, you get 11 points off. I like where this is going. This is free promo, guys. I wasn't planning on this.
Oh man!
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. Whenever somebody calls you in the back because the customer's pulling a Karen, you can just like feel free to run out. And is that pink or is that like a red that faded over time, Kazi?
It is a red, but I have the light here.
Oh, okay.
You're always complaining about lighting, so I thought I'd put a fucking light here for you, and now here we are. But no, it is red. Yes.
I mean, I like how everything somehow gets turned around. This is just like my household. Everything turns around and gets blamed on me. He doesn't blame his lighting. He blames me for bitching about lighting. What is going on over there? Is that like a storage room or something?
No, that's the secret office where I get to spy on all the employees. And as soon as I see somebody doing wrong, I roll down the window and say, "No!"
Is it a two-way glass?
It is two-way glass.
The whole store is an interrogation room.
Smoking a cat, overlooking your empire like this, like a James Bond villain.
That is exactly what I do. I have a stuffed animal.
You want the Tempur-Pedic, I see.
Black Friday is not what it used to be, man. I mean, it brings me back retail PTSD. I'm sure if Shelton is in the comments, it will do for him too. But yeah, it was just... honestly, it was such an ordeal to set it up. I'm sure it's the same for you, Anan. You get ready weeks. It takes weeks to get ready for that one day kind of thing. And then really in 6 hours, the dust settles. But as I was setting it up, and I was like, you could not pay me to get out of bed for this, but I have to set it up for you.
It's crazy. In the furniture industry, we set up for Black Friday about a month and a half in advance. And because it is the furniture industry, we set up a month and a half in advance. The Black Friday sale starts the 1st of November, and then the big event is on the Black Friday itself. And about 2 hours in, it dies down because your doorbusters run out and you're just back to normal. So it's crazy that people were lined up this morning at 6:45 to get a damn recliner. I love America so much.
I never thought of a furniture store on a Black Friday, I'll be honest with you. Because usually, people will do the doorbuster thing. Yeah, Best Buy, blah, blah, blah. Because usually furniture places, it's the whole weekend, like a 3-day stuff. I would have never thought. So you guys have doorbuster? This is great. This is like a free advertising for Anan over here.
3701 Lapeer Road in Flint, Michigan. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we got doorbusters on everything. Mattresses.
You were up at 6:45 to get into your store.
I got to the store at 5:30. Yeah, so I left home at 4 because I'm at the location that's an hour and a half away drive because I got 4 in this area. So I'll be in this one for the next 2 hours, and then I'll go to the next, up
What
until
time
10
were they
p.m.
outside? What time were they outside? The people waiting
When
to get in.
I got in at 6:40, people were lined up outside waiting.
And what was the temperature like in Michigan?
It's snowing. It's freezing today. We got the first big snow of the year, but we also said the first 50 people that come in will get a free vacation package. We'll pay for your flight and your hotel fare. So the first 50 people got free vacation packages.
Wait,
so
wait, what?
It it was absolutely worth it for them. It was
Unless you
absolutely
can drive
worth it
to
for them.
Michigan fast enough.
Yeah, the first.
What do you mean,
50
like
people...
they get free vacation? Like where?
Where did they take it? I don't know. Is
To
it like
Flint,
Montana?
Michigan.
No, it's you get to pick between 49 states. Only one you can't choose is Hawaii. We pay your airfare, we pay your hotel for 2 nights, 3 days. The only thing you pay is the state required taxes, so it ends up being about $152.
Did these people have to buy something?
No, it's no purchase necessary for the first 50 people. They had to buy absolutely nothing.
Well, to be honest, then it sounds like to me 6:45 they were late because I would have been there the fucking night before. I would have camped out.
There was people. If you go on our Facebook page, you'll see the people that wrote in the comments. I'm already outside, and it was like 9 p.m. yesterday. They were just sitting in their cars. So yeah. And then I have a liquidation business that I had people lined up on Thursday at 2 p.m. already setting their chairs and everything because that's the business where I sell refrigerators, laptops, and everything for about $18 a piece and $24 a piece because I buy liquidation pallets. That one I had people lined up Thursday afternoon. It's the biggest scam in American history, and I love it.
American dream,
Great.
baby.
I'm sure the customers are great, happy to hear that. That is kind of. I mean, don't you have ridiculous fights like when it gets to the 48th, 49th person?
Like
No,
51,
actually,
50 having a fight. Yeah.
People. So in 4 of the locations, one is in a very shady, dangerous area. That's the one we have security cars outside. But the other 3, it's like this is a college town. Michigan State University is here, where I went to school. So it's a pretty peaceful college town. Nothing going on, and people lined up, showed up. Some people brought us donuts this morning and coffee. I mean, it's literally the coolest thing ever. And they got vacation packages. And that brings us to the next point. We'll do a drawing at some point for American Scouser, and we'll give one of our viewers a vacation package that they won't have to pay for. They just got to follow, like, and subscribe. Timushin will set it up. I'll give them the vacation package.
Kazi, I know you're celebrating, but you would not qualify, bro.
Kazi will somehow win it.
Yeah, somehow.
Well, Kazi won't win it. David Cosgrove will, so it's okay.
It means the wife can enter. The wife can enter. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
That's cool.
So this is why Anana's on the show today, free publicity.
I wasn't planning on it, but I'll take it. No, but listen, I saw a really, really nice message. In honor of Black Friday, give me your top 3 best Liverpool sales and buys. I think that's a good question.
I mean, are we talking? I know, like, I think Jamie was asking for that.
Yeah.
Question is, then I
Are we talking
suppose
value or are we talking like player? Right?
I think it's value over all value but does James Milner count?
That's what, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Well,
Because
there's money
that
has
you
to
would
be
probably
purchased.
go free signings like Matip and Milner and stuff.
Yeah, no freeze then. If money has to be purchased,
Yeah,
Yeah,
if it's,
so
if it's
it
no
has to
free,
be
I
a
would say
purchase.
Okay.
best in value, wouldn't it be Salah and Luis Suarez? I mean, they cost nothing.
I think I would go Andy Robertson.
And
8 million quid. Probably an 80 million pound left back 2 years ago. Best left back in the world for 8 million quid. I think I'd take Coutinho's good for the play, and I think he's in for the sales as well. 8 million quid for 140.
Yes, you can see that as an investment. That's a good point.
It's a
And
bit of
for
both,
years, he was really good too. On top of
He
that.
could be both. Coutinho at Liverpool off at one point. The last 6 months before he left, when he was with the front three, he was one of the best 6 months of Liverpool. We were unbelievable.
I loved watching the dude.
I love watching Liverpool. So I'll take Coutinho, and I've got to take Sami Hyypiä, I think, for 2 million quid from Willem too.
Holy shit! How do you remember how much he was? I know he was like cheap, but I can't remember the
2 million quid. Sami
Well,
Hyypiä.
to be fair, back then 2 million was a lot for a defender.
He comes in 99, and I think he comes in 99, and then in 2001, United paid 35 million for Rio Ferdinand. So that's kind of the figures that, you know what I mean. I just think it was such a deal at the time. But
okay,
my
2 million in
99.
99.
Yeah,
it's
1999.
only like 5 right now, so it's not that bad.
Steal
Convert
Sammy.
volume,
For the Sammy
yeah.
steal.
To me,
They're
probably
my
Luis
three.
Suarez has to be on top of that list. I mean, we got him for absolutely pennies on the dollar.
27 million.
January. Yeah, that's absolutely nothing. And then the sale value, well, good. Gets a little bit of profit on that. But then let's look at the worst signings. I mean, Alberto Aquilani at the time was a huge money signing.
Yeah,
and
that's a
Andy
longer
Carroll
list.
was a
than that,
huge
like.
money signing, and we know how that went.
Yeah, you're right, Tim. That's a bigger list.
That's a much bigger
I'll
list,
just pick three
unfortunately.
of the bad signings.
Markovic, he was a lot of. Wasn't he 20 or something? For then, it was a lot of money, especially for a winger.
El Hadji Diouf.
Oh, yeah.
Legend.
We got to think of like, on the back of that summer tournament, Liverpool had an Elcher on loan, and we didn't sign an Elcher permanently to go and sign Diouf, and that's probably what cost us the league title.
A bit controversial, this one, but for the money we paid for Van Dijk and what we got out of him, worth every single penny. I'd say that's a great sale because he really shaped what the club became the next few years. Him and Alisson, if you really want to look into the breakdown.
I think Titus definitely won.
See, that's why I think that puts Coutinho into that thing automatically, because it's almost like you bought Coutinho and those two for that money kind of a deal. That's why I feel like that's a good pick that most probably wouldn't think. But Mo is like a close one too.
Mo's close for me. Alonso was poor for 2 years. Everyone forgets it. He was great his first year, great his last year. But he was average the first.
Oh, Kanchelski, man, so many. That's what I mean. Like the bad one is probably a much longer list.
But wait, hold on. We got to do this for Sir Z. Mane, what a great deal. Are you happy, Sir Z?
Yeah, unbelievable.
How much was Mane? Wasn't he
30 million?
30?
30 million.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, wasn't Mo? So that you had to put Mo just to piss off Sir Z as well. You would have to put the Mo purchase over Mane. Longevity. I mean, he's still fucking here.
Yeah. When Mane went off a cliff quick. Like Mane fell, it wasn't gradual. Mane fell off a cliff.
Do you guys think if Mo, for example, did what Mane did and went to Saudi, he would have the same drop off?
Well, keep in mind, Mane had the drop off of Bayern before Saudi. Bayern signed him.
That's true.
Bayern signed him thinking we just took Liverpool's best attacking player right now, who was in form. And boom, he goes there and he has a gigantic drop in form, which led to him being in Saudi. Because listen, if he had a good season at Bayern, he wouldn't be in Saudi right now. He would still be in Bayern.
I think Mane's hard. Mane's hard for me to put him in there, but he did fall off a cliff bad. I still think the manager made a mistake in Paris by starting him up front. But
yeah, I probably would not put him in one of the best in terms of, but
30
is pretty high. I don't
Should we go? Should we have then like our order here? Can we have is Robertson in everyone's top three?
See, depends on how far you're going. I would pick personally. I would say value wise, yeah, you can probably put him there. But man, like I still feel like Coutinho is the good one just because it's the gift that kept on giving. So we'll definitely put him there, right? I think we can all agree on that one. Just because it almost feels like we bought Coutinho, Van Dijk, and Ali for that money. I still want to put Mo in there somewhere. I just feel like at the time it was not like, oh, they got Mo. They were like, they got this guy that didn't work out in Chelsea.
No, Robbo has to be in the top three for me because we signed a relegated player who everybody was like, well, that's a stupid deal.
Yeah,
for 8 million. And then he goes on and solves our problem that we've had really since Riise. Take Jordan Riise out of that team, and then we had no left back. We tried everything possible. We tried the Arbeloas, we tried the Fabio Aurelios, who would have been great minus his injuries. Yeah. And then of course we moved on and we said, you know what, Alberto Moreno is
baby, keep running.
And it just got worse until we got this relegated guy who went on, took that position, and really gave us what we're looking for. He completed that starting 11 with Trent on the other side. So he's in the top three for sure, at least in our lifetime, at least my lifetime. I don't want to say our, because, Timuchin has been around since the 1800s.
Okay, don't you have some mattresses to fucking sell back there? Karen in aisle 4 needs to talk to the manager.
Man. Yeah, who's the best sales? Coutinho. Definitely.
Yeah, I think so too. We're not doing freeze, otherwise Matip, Milner, and I know, I don't know, maybe I was not involved in or there weren't as many transfers back in the day, but when I talk fees, I couldn't even. That's why I'm shocked. I remember Hipia was a deal. I just remember how much of a deal, for example. But I'm going for 16 million is an interesting one.
It was the only fucking good sign that Kamoli made. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But
Believe me, he did a bunch for Fenerbahce afterwards too, and those were not that good either.
I think I've seen James Torres is in there for sale. Torres is in there. He was finished.
We sold them a finished product. Yeah, that's actually that's a good shout. Torres was a good spot.
Torres, it's Coutinho.
Okay, we put Robertson, Coutinho. We need a third that we can.
For me, Suarez. Luisito has to be in that top 3.
We'll never agree, but I'll go Sammy Hippier. But we'll.
How much was Suarez?
26.
26, 27, yeah.
Sold him for 75, but only has a League Cup, as someone said there. Only won the League Cup. I do think success has to come into this a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta look at the Suarez situation though. With the back four he had, he couldn't have done anything.
It was a miracle. It was a miracle that we challenged for the title. I agree with you. I agree. I'm not arguing that. He nearly dragged the team to the title. But then there's another argument here. If he wasn't suspended for the first 6 games, maybe he would do in the league. So, you know what I mean? I think we were in the first 4 and drew the other 2, but I can't remember. But yeah.
Torres Chelsea was an unarmed door bus. See, I think that's unfair.
I came with a free vacation to Chelsea.
I don't know. I don't consider Karius as a bad purchase. I mean, he did take us there.
Karius made one of the greatest saves I've ever seen in a derby, which was the 0-0 derby when Liverpool were in the final, before the final. We played like the derby in April. We knew we had nothing to play for. And I think he put Clavin left back and stuff. Honestly, if you go and find this game, I think he put Lallana up front on his own. Everton battered us at Goodison Park. We drew 0-0. He makes one of the best saves you'll ever see from Balassi. So I'll always thank him for that.
I actually think my favorite Karius save was ironically against Newcastle. He had a huge game that season against Newcastle, and he kept us in the game with so many saves. But there's one that I was like, okay, we've got our keeper for the next 10 years. We're going to win everything. And then 5 weeks later, he goes on to the Champions League and he says, screw you guys, I got different plans, but let's not even go there.
You know what, Firmino for 20 odd million. And you forget he was there for like 8 years, because he was signed under Brendan.
Yeah.
You know what
he
I
was
mean?
One of the few that carried over, really.
And then when you actually look at him and then what Klopp did with him, there's an argument when we do sing he was the best in the world, mate. It's almost
like some of these guys, though, like Robertson, like Bobby, are they more a product on the... if Klopp didn't come in and we didn't have that system that utilized them, he would have been lost. He would have been like an average dude, right? I mean, the system was... He was perfect for the system. System was... Same thing with Robertson. Like, I don't know if Robertson goes to anywhere else, he's not the same... Because you don't get that... The best part, his biggest characteristics, you don't get the most out of in another club.
I was actually going the game quite a bit when Firmino first signed, and I remember thinking to myself, going, I don't know where he plays, I don't know what his position is, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I remember when I first thought, fucking hell, we have a player here, remember we played Arsenal at home and drew 3-3. Joe Allen scored a last minute equaliser. Yes. He scores a couple that game. I think one's a peeler. And I was like, fucking hell, there's something there, you know what I mean? Like, there's something for that. And that was the first time I actually thought, there could be a player here, like a really good player. And then I think Klopp comes in maybe 6 or 8 weeks later, and kind of the rest is history, kind of thing. Because he plays him away at City, away when we went 4-1, he scores, doesn't he? That's his first goal. It could be his first goal under Klopp, away goal, at least I can't remember. But yeah, I think Bobby's up there, I think.
Brewster Sale. I remember when Brewster was the next Bobby, and Ben Woodburn was the next... Coutinho. Here's the thing, though. Like, I know we bundled up like Van Dijk and Ali and stuff like that with the Coutinho ordeal, but at the same time, like, do you look at it as a single? Even though it's a high dollar signing, do you still put it in a top 3, top 5, or at least debate it? Because it might not be value in terms of you didn't play a whole lot, but the returns are so high, it kind of is still a large value.
Maybe.
Because when we think value, we automatically think of fucking Anand's clearance sale over there. But sometimes you pay a lot, but it's still a good deal.
Well, that's my point about Van Dijk. You paid a lot, but that really you got your return on investment right away. We won the league, we won the Champions League, we essentially won everything because we had him and Alisson in the back. So that's a good return on investment right there.
Yeah, and then it still is a lot of money though. And I know what you mean, and it's completely fair what you're saying. But 75 million to say, is it in our best 3 value signings? doesn't sit right with me. When
But
you
we
get players.
converted to value signing. Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. When you
You know
say
what I mean?
value, you're looking for something you found in the closeout bin.
Level
and it's
one,
not
yeah.
to be great.
Like Liverpool used to, like I've said this all the time, like, is Shaqiri good value for 12 million for what he came in and did?
Served the purpose, but I don't think I don't know if you put a rotation guy as a good value because there are so many other ones. You might put him in the top 10 or something.
Of course.
I don't think
I just feel like I spoke about this before, and this chat, and you guys know that I love those type of signings. Do you know what I mean? I love those that little shrewd bit of business when you go, oh, that's a bit clever. Like City bringing Gundogan back, you're like, that's clever. Do that for a year, then get you over the line and have a look again next summer. I just think those type of signings, I see some of the comments here, you know, I disagree with the Sterling sale. I think it was a massive mistake. I think what Sterling went on to do for City will prove it to be 50 million. Felt like a lot of money at the time. But City are sit on the other side and go, that was great business for us. You got 20 goals a year, we won the league every year.
How much do we get for him?
50.
50.
So I disagree with that. I just think if you're a City fan, you sit there and go, that was great business, that 50 million. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference.
You know what was Brewster? Wasn't Brewster 30?
28, I think.
Yeah, so like that makes Sterling not as good, I think.
Yeah, Brewster's in there. I think it's Brewster, Coutinho.
Because if you're getting 28, 30 for Brewster, getting 50 for Sterling doesn't make it as great of a deal. You know what I mean? Because
like,
in terms of returns and what they've done until to that point, you got 28 for potential. And some substitution appearances?
Ibe's a good one. Jordan Ibe is a good one as well.
You know what's funny? As you bring up Jordan Ibe, I don't know how to flip this darn camera. I was looking at the price of Jordan Ibe because I was like, wait a minute, we made some money off of Jordan Ibe. I just don't remember how much.
Yeah, 20 odd million, was it? I thought you were going to say he's working in your store then.
I could have sworn. I thought he said like he was going to show us an invoice or something.
He's down there. Just fucking sold the twin matches for me.
Well, didn't he have
where is I was gonna I know like he had like some personal issues and
he had mental health issues and he took time off of football.
He he went to Turkey.
He's in the
that's where you go if you have mental issues.
Mental health.
He's in the non-league, yeah. He's in non-league. He's just coming back to play footy because he loves footy, so.
Because he went to, like, he was playing at Alliance Sport, which is a good place to go in terms of that. And he was talking about why it was a good place to go. And actually, Calker afterwards went there thinking it could do wonders for him as well.
Oh, look at that. We sold Jordan Ibe for 18 million plus 7 million in add-ons. Wow.
Yeah, we got 20 on me, yeah.
Wow.
Remember Brad Smith?
Ooh, Brad Smith.
What do we get for Brad Smith?
15 million or something to Bournemouth. And then he's fucking playing for the Seattle Sounders 2 years later. And you're like, oh my lordy.
And he's still there, baby, kicking it.
Is he?
Well, speaking of which, what did we get for Carvalho and what did we get for...
I think they're still too new. I know what you're saying. I think Carvalho, Vanderberg could be ones where you look back and go, you know, but I think they're too new. They still could be really successful. I think Solanke's a good one at the time. We felt that was good. But then if you're Bournemouth, you go, that was a steal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I always think when you do this kind of stuff, you've got to think, what does the other opposing fan think? Like, for example, you ask an opponent fan, was Torres a success? And you go, well, no, not for 50 million. So that's where it's the good one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he is at Houston right now. As of this recording. But no, actually, it shows like without club now. Last year was at Houston, Brad Smith.
Ryan
Seattle, DC, United, Houston. I mean, we got him.
How old is he now? Like 29, probably. He's not even that old.
30.
He's 30, yeah.
Yep.
Fucking hell. That was great business. That, you know,
he played for England U21s at one point.
Yeah. Oh, listen.
Yeah.
With
Solanke.
Yeah.
But then realized he's not going to cut it, so he became Australian. I love guys who change countries.
There's two people that I'm thinking of. Ryan Kent, he's currently at Fulham, isn't he?
No, Ryan Kent just left at Rangers.
Was it Rangers? Who's the kid at Fulham that played
Ryan
for us?
Kent is at Fenerbahce, I think, still.
He plays for Fulham. He just got a stoppage time equalizer. Harry Wilson. And then the other kid I'm thinking
of.
20 million. 20 million for him is not bad. And I'm thinking of another kid.
Ryan Kent, by the way, doesn't have a club right now.
Yeah,
what's the Welsh kid? The Welsh kid. He's a right back.
Oh, Nico Williams.
Nico Williams.
I
think that was a good bit of business. And I think he's had a decent career so far.
Yeah,
I think he shows exactly why we sold him, right? Like every time you see him, I think you say this is why you're not at Liverpool anymore. The consistency is not there. Because I remember he would come in and was like, I mean, that's why you got to calm down these Bradley talks, because we did the same thing with Nico, right? He was like, he's just as good, he's doing the same things and stuff like that. But then got to do it consistently. That's the catch.
We did it with Flanagan. That's who we did it with.
Yes,
Flannel. He's the only one that issues, didn't he?
Kid was so good until he decided to beat his wife up, and that just ruined everything about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he had his issues, didn't he? And he played a bit of left back as well. I love those players who can do a bit of both. Like Nico Williams is actually it's like Joe Gomez, isn't it? They're so handy to have in the squad, because you can just do 3-4 positions for me and just slot in. And that's
especially like when you have to come up with an 18, it's a good guy to put there that can automatically come in for 3 different slots.
I used to look at I think about those United sides all those years ago, and he'll play like John O'Shea right back one game. The week later he'll be playing centre mid. And you're like, he'll just do a job. Do those type of players like from Wes Brown and Michael Sylvester, and those type of players who just do little bits of squad for you. And he loved them, didn't he? And it's that type of player. Joe Gomez is so important, man.
Speaking of all these contracts, by the way, I was going to bring this up, but then we kind of went on the sale talk. Van Dijk's contract. Are you guys buying the stories coming out? Nothing official yet, but there's a lot of talk suddenly.
I think it's been done. I think it's been done since he said we're talking contract. They were just not agreeing on the money. I think they agreed on the money, on the length, and I think it's done. Trent did an interview with the club today that they just released. Has nothing to do with his contract. Just talks about like growing up and all that. I think that's another signal that he's also in the positive talks. The only one that's stressing me out right now is Mo, honestly.
Wait, what is the? I mean, the fact that he did an interview, or did he say something in the interview?
No. He said nothing in the interview, but it was just an interview about growing up and being in Liverpool. And now I grew up and screaming Gerrard when I'm shooting the ball, and all these things that tell you this hometown hero story. And just the club releasing this at this point, to me, makes me feel like they don't think he's gone. They won't release something like this 5 weeks before he says he's out. I think this is just playing on the sentiment.
They want you to think that. They want Real to think.
I'm not on the computer, so I can't,
January
do it. But you know where I'm going with this. Yeah, I think Trent is in. I think Verge is in. I think Mo is more and more and more looking out than in, as he said the other day.
The opposite. I think the only thing is I'm confused with, they changed the press conference till yesterday, didn't they? It's meant to be today. For people who don't know that, when it's a Sunday game, press conference is always a Friday.
Yeah.
They got the last minute call, the reporters, to say we're doing the press conference today. The only time that ever happened was Klopp announced he was leaving, which was being interesting. But so is something happening today? That was the argument. Do the cameramen and other people have to be around to do like promos or whatever it is today? Do you know what I mean? For a video, maybe.
Imagine.
But I didn't see. I kept looking for it.
But I don't know why. But that is, I think Virgil stays. I think Mo stays still. I think Mo's playing a wonderful card. I really do. I'm loving Mo. I think Mo will get what he wants, but I think the compromise is going to be 2+1. I think he wants 3 years, and I don't think Liverpool want to give him it. I think it's going to be 2+1, and it's up to Liverpool to do the one.
And I know everybody was upset about Mo talking to the media the other day, but I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. He put pressure on the club. You let them know where your heart is, because now the fans are questioning him. He made it clear, guys, I'm here for life if I need to be, but the club isn't paying me. So
yeah, see, I would agree to that if he said it to Sky 5 minutes earlier.
Well, he was approached and asked. It's not like he decided to set this up.
He literally did, and that's what I mean. That's what pisses me off. He did an interview for the post-match with Sky. He could have said it then, and I would have respected it more than him coming out and be like, I'm going to talk to somebody about this, and then grab chance to put fan pressure. That's the point. Especially there are so many fans that were like hooked to that.
I don't think it's that, right. I think Mo, first things first, Mo's never stopped in the mix zone. He stopped in the mix zone twice in 9 years. He went up to the fucking, because they always just say to him, Mo, you got 5 minutes, and he goes, laughs and goes, no, lads, I gotta go. No. They said, Mo, you got 5 minutes, as he was walking up to them. Like, Mo had something to say.
But why not say it to Sky 5 minutes earlier when you had the microphone in your face?
I think he actually wanted the local journalists kind of thing, and I think that's what he wanted.
I think he wanted fan pressure, and that we got it. So, I mean, it's smart. Probably his agent was like, don't just go national with it, just go tell the fans.
And I do think he's been waiting for a big performance to get off his chest what he wants to say, and he got a big performance. The question is here, though, gents, and again, I keep thinking about this. Do I like what he did? I do kind of like it, because you should get paid what you're worth. If you think you're worth something, then you should go out and get paid what you're worth. But then don't expect the club to come back and go, "Oh, we're sorry, Mo," or something like that. Or Liverpool are dealing with your agent. I'm sure your agent's going back to you and saying, "This isn't. We're not getting what we want here," and that's why you've said it. Do you know what I mean?
Put more pressure. You're saying?
Yeah, but there's also a part again where, let's just say he goes on 350 grand a week for 3 years. It's 50 odd million. Go and find me a player, including wage and transfer fee for 50 odd million. You can do what Mo Salah does.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the argument. And that's what Mo's argument should be in every fucking conversation. Go and find one then. Go and find the guy who's got the output from the wing, by the way. From the wing, who's got the output like I have. And I think that's Mo's argument here. I think Mo stays. I think Virgil stays. Man, honestly, like, you are fucking 6 months away from burning just all bridges. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know what happened to Steve McManaman and stuff like that, fella.
Yep.
Like, you can't do what you're about to do. I would sign a 3-year deal and sell him next summer.
I'll tell you guys this because I got a text. I'm going to head back downstairs and see what's needed. But my heart was Trent leaves, most stays, Verge stays. Now I'm at a place where I think Trent stays, Verge stays. Mo wants to stay. It just falls in the hands of the club. And I think the club is seriously considering moving on from him because of the age and the money and all that. But this club needs to look at it this way. Give him the 3-year contract. If he's having another big season next season, cash out on him, get that money, send him to Saudi, do what you need to do. But you don't let your star, you don't let the guy that's on the verge of breaking so many goal scoring records on the Premier League, like Kazi said, from the wing, everybody on that top 10 list is a pure striker, is a number 9. You've got this guy coming from the wing doing all this. You're going to let him go on the free. And listen, PSG will pounce all over him. The Saudis will pounce all over him. So whether it's this year or next year, don't let the guy go for free. Other than that, get the link up and on. Other than that, guys, I need to go sell some furniture because my staff is messaging me and I have put my phone on do not disturb mode, so they think this is something serious like a meeting or something, but it's clearly not. So guys, take care, be good, be safe, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your holidays, and we're gonna beat City. And I hope Pep doesn't do anything stupid again because I am worried about the guy. Yalla, guys, take care. Have a great day.
See you later, man.
Later, brother.
Anand is probably getting something because the 50th guy is being stabbed by the 51st guy in aisle 4.
You know what?
By the bedroom sets.
You know what? Completely understandable. Because I would be the same. Fuck you, man. I only went for the P and you took me spot in line. You know what I mean? No, man.
I mean, I can't imagine something like that. Having done, and I know, like, you know, they give numbers and stuff like that for certain things, like they used to do it on Best Buy and crap like that. But I know I've been out of that scene for, I don't know, 7-8 years now or something. And God, I do not fucking miss it. Yes. Neither does Brian and I are like use the American Scouts as retail PTSD over here. But yeah, I don't know about the whole Trent thing, man. I mean, I agree with the whole Mo ordeal. I think you kind of not paying what he wants bullshits like that everybody says, but I think you try to get that done in terms of that. I would, if money is an issue, I would rather do Mo than Trent, despite the age, because I think you need him more and he brings more value and he's harder to replace, like you were saying, than Trent is, especially the way we're playing.
Exactly. Who would you make the highest paid player? So let me you make Van Dijk. Okay, I'll tell you why. I don't know the answer, by the way, to that question. That's just there's a thing I think in sports with players where they want to be the highest paid player. I do think that is a thing of like, well, I'm the main guy around here because I'm the highest paid player. I do think that about sports in general, especially in American sports, and I'm assuming it's the same in, do you know what I mean, the UK sports. Because if you're Liverpool, do you think to yourself, you've got to do Salah first and then do the others, because if you do Salah last and you put him on more than what Salah's on, Salah has every right to go back to you and go, I scored all the goals, you put Trent on 370, I won 400. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's why, yeah, I know what you mean, but I put Van Dijk, like Van Dijk, Mo, and then Trent negotiation when it comes to wages.
But then if you're Trent, you're going 25 and giving you all the best years of my career. I think I'm a very creative player, a very important player in your squad. What's my wage? Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's what the club's got. On the bigger picture here, though, gents, and this is what we've all got to think here, the listeners as well, of course. The club have put themselves in this position. The club have put themselves where you've given the power to the player. You'd give the power back to the player. Do you know what I mean? You give the power back to Mo Salah because the way he's playing, any club in the world, football would want him right now. Do you know what I mean? So there is that. So they now
well,
you're in this
club
position.
would want. I guess this is when I go back to Mo. I know what you mean, but which club would make sense for him to go to in grand scheme of things? Because Madrid is not going to come for him. They don't need him. If he goes to PSG, for example, because I don't think Barcelona can afford him. So I mean, does that really fit Mo's like stature, career, and stuff like that? Because we know he's not just a dude who just chases the money either. He can go to PSG. He's still not going to win the Champions League. Mo is not going to be the guy that takes him to the next step or whatever. He's just going to play in the French league. If he thinks he's not getting recognized now in the Premier League, he's going to get recognized even less for whatever he does in the French league.
Doesn't he start on the right wing for Real Madrid?
I mean, first of all, will Mo go there where he's now the third fiddle?
Is he?
Yeah.
On the right wing? Starts every week?
I mean, he starts every week. I mean, he's Rodrigo.
Yeah, I think he'll start over Rodrigo. I think he'd start. I actually think maybe.
Dude, good luck. If you have a team that has Mbappe, Vinicius, and Mo up top, good luck.
Yeah,
good luck. I would hate to be in that midfield and defense.
Yeah,
you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah, Jude Bellingham's head's already fell off with this. And we're fucking 12 games into the season or something, and his head's completely gone with it. And I get that, but I just think we really underestimate how good our own players are. I think.
No, I'm just saying for Mo, like if you're making a decision for your career, would you say, I'll take the 25 grand more a week and go to PSG, or do you say, yeah, career wise, this is a lot better moving forward?
Does he go to City? Let's have it right. Let's have an open chat.
Kind of dude.
That's what football fans are, and it's a very famous line: if you want loyalty, get a dog. Right? So
no, but Mo is an exception. Like if it was somebody else, if it was Diaz, I would not tell you, no, he won't do that. Like I'm not that blind. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see Mo because Mo values more in terms of how many goals as a Liverpool player, how many. You know what I mean? Like he knows all those records, and it's a big thing to him.
Does he have a fancy break from the Premier League record? And if Liverpool aren't going to give him that, then he has to go to City to go and do it. That's I'm just saying, like.
No. I know what you mean. I just don't think he's that guy.
I just think it's naive not to consider that by other fans. I just think it is really naive because you've been burnt before with like Torres and stuff like that. We've been burnt, so I just think I don't think it's a slam dunk that he wouldn't go to another Premier League club. I just don't think it's such a slam dunk. When you look at City and you think the problems that they've got, it'd be lovely on the right wing for them, wouldn't it, with Haaland? Do you know what I mean? And that's why you might look at it, but I don't know. But the thing is, when you're talking about wage and where he goes, this Saudi, I don't know if anyone actually seen the full 3-minute interview with Mo Salah, and someone mentioned Saudi Arabia and he just laughs. Just goes, as if to say, how dare you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how fucking dare you? That's there in 5 years and I'm 38. Do you know what I mean? Like, how he was insulted a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I just think that we should all things should be considered. That's all I'm saying. And where does he go? Anywhere he wants to. Because any club in the Bayern Munich would be great for him. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's not too bad. Bayern won't pay that money, though.
Yeah, but you say that, though, you go, well, like, then, but if you go and pay the money and we win the Champions League, it's paid.
Yeah, but Bayern doesn't look like it that way, because Bayern can go to any German team and get their best player with no issues.
You give them for free.
No, you are, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think...
So they sign Kane for 50 million and give him 300 grand.
Here's the thing. I mean, I feel like a guy like Mo, especially having seen this year, which, like I said, I keep saying this. We don't know if this is how Slot wants to play or this is how Slot wants to play with the players that are given. And we're not going to find that out till next year once some of the personnel changes. But right now, he is still the focus and everything goes through Mo. Yeah. And I think Mo likes that. And I think that's one thing that maybe Slot has done, because we talked about this on the Monday Night podcast before. We don't think Mo is staying if Klopp is staying. Guaranteed. Almost. I think that those bridges were burned. Like he was not happy. He was not a happy guy. Maybe because the attention was not on him and it was the club farewell tour. I don't know what it is, but he was clearly not a happy guy, even when things were going well in terms of like us running for everything. He's not the same guy that you see now or you saw 4 years ago.
I think this is a tough one when you say that, really. Would he stay? I think you fall out with the people that are closest to you and that you respect the most. I do think you have those arguments anyway. And I think, especially in sports, if you famously, if you people remember on the line that when Travis Kelce was, shouted in Andy's face in the Super Bowl and it looked fucking horrific. But then you know what I mean? So you do have that kind of like level of
the heat of the moment thing. Like that sideline thing. That I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking more about demeanor overall and stuff like that.
I just think he was frustrated with how the season went. How it petered out a little bit because it did peter out.
Yeah.
And again, I go back to it, and this is one reason why Liverpool should just shine all free and quick as possible. And we do not need a long goodbye. I do not want another farewell tour of one of our football players.
Yeah, no shit.
I cannot be asked. Liverpool have a chance to do something really special in Arne Slot's first year, and I really cannot be asked.
This is true. This is my biggest concern right now. The Bradley injury is not good, but at least timing-wise, if there's ever a good timing for an injury, it's not bad.
You go full strength against Real Madrid, you fucking got to get them all on the pitch. Fucking hell, you got to be... Fuck off. Fuck you. I hate that fucking bullshit. Be fucking brave and rest Canate. A lad who's clearly got injury problems. And has had for 3 years. Why play him? He was the one you would have said to me, couldn't you rest one? Canate.
Honestly, though, it wasn't like a muscle injury. It was the little shits Endrick at the end.
This shit can happen in footy. We know that. It's just frustrating, fella. It really is. I know you. It's just like, put Gomez on. You got fucking 5 subs. You're winning 2-0. Like, put Kwanzaa in. Who cares? It's over.
I think we used all 5, didn't we?
That's what he could have took him. You could have used them all. Do you get what I'm saying?
But then, I mean, you got to keep somebody. You can't take them all out. If anything, you could say, yeah, they should have been more. Yes, Prick is a good name for him, actually.
Question to you then, Tim. Who are you starting centre half?
Dude, I hate to say it. I would say Gomez.
I start Gomez. I would you. I think people forget how good Van Dijk and Gomez were before.
Yeah.
In 2019, they were unbelievable until he got his injury.
Let's hope, like when Slot watched the tapes, he went that far back and not just.
Honestly, I think I'd do Gomez over Kwanzaa at the moment. I think I've got to. I like Kwanzaa as well. I think I'd start him. I'd definitely start him against Girona. I'd definitely start him against Southampton away in the League Cup. Do you know what I mean? And let's get his confidence back into him. So I think there's games coming up for Kwanzaa where he's going to play 90. But I think Gomez...
I'd be worried less with Gomez there than I would be with Kwanzaa in there. As good as he's been, it's just like, when is this mistake going to happen is the way you're watching him now. And that's the concern. No, Kwanzaa.
Yeah, I mean, he was unlucky against Brighton, and I just think he's kind of, and his confidence. But he's a young kid. He's a centre-half. And this is, again, I go back to this all the time. That's why young centre-halves are so rare. Because one mistake, it's usually a goal. Yeah. Where I see strikers miss sitters all the time and everyone goes, he just didn't take his chance.
Yeah.
No, that was a mistake. He's made a mistake.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think for a young kid, that's why it's so impressive to see that kid at Barcelona who's like 17 playing centre-half.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? That's so impressive at that age.
I thought Nunez was going to blast them for him to like stay up with Nunez's speeds.
Oh, the one against Real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Nunez was gone on that one.
That kid, I think he was 18, isn't he? 18, 19, that kid. And he had
like that. Yeah, he's young as hell. And I was like, that's pretty impressive for young kids.
That's what I'm saying. So young centre-halves are rare, aren't they? And I think Kwanzaa, there's going to be games for him this season. Plenty. Let's get it right. We're at the stage now where he can probably start the last 3 Champions League games.
Yeah.
I think
exactly. Yeah.
I would say that.
You kind of put yourself in that situation where you can afford to do that.
And that's what I'm saying. I felt like that against Real Madrid. I know people feel that. Again, I'm thinking of the City game in my head. I felt like you've afforded yourself changes against the injury-ravaged Real Madrid team. I think you could have done a couple of more changes. I understand why you wanted to beat them and the players did. I completely get that. And that's a very fair point. But I just feel like there could have been 2 or 3 there that you could have made the changes on.
Here's a question about Champions League, by the way. I don't know if you know the answer to this, but is there seeding in the next round?
I don't know.
I know there is seeding from like 8 to 24, where they, match accordingly.
How'd you do the seeding? Because the other teams are going to play
like
against.
You would reseed almost. You know what I mean? Like, so once they win, it would be almost like college. Like it would be, if the 12th one and the 18th one. You know what I mean? Like you will look at the winners, you would put them in the numbers they started out with. So you know, Real could be 24 still and play the first. But I don't think they would do that.
So how do you establish who comes between 9 and 16th?
So they play each other, right?
Yeah.
Whoever wins, you'll look at where they finished originally.
Okay. Yeah.
If you did it that way, that's how I would do it, which is why it probably doesn't make sense, and that's not how it's going to work. But I don't know. Like I assume it's reseeding because then it doesn't matter at all. You're pretty much almost guaranteed. I think you probably need another point or something like that, so you can rotate as much as possible and play whatever.
So the seeded teams, the second leg's at home. That's I just googled it now. So if you come in the last 16, your second leg.
But who are you gonna play?
Doesn't matter. It's in the draw, but your second leg's guaranteed.
Okay, so you're already put as home. Okay.
Yeah. So you can play the team. You'll play a team between 9 and 16, but your second leg will be at home.
I mean, that's the perk. I mean, you're playing 2 less games. That's a perk.
Yeah, and then second leg at Anfield, which we always take. Give me anyone with the second leg at Anfield.
Yeah, I always want the away game first, even with the away goals gone. I would rather play
get at least. I mean, listen, it's weird finishing top. I'm not arguing that. I completely get that, but I feel like there's no difference between first and 8th.
That's what I was wondering. Is there a difference between first and 8th? Doesn't really sound like it. So if there is not, then just get another. You'll get another point somewhere, so you can just rotate as much as you need
PSV. I think could be already relegated by then. They could already be out of it. I think PSV and Lille, they could be gone. They might not even be able to get a chance. So, you know, and then Girona are really struggling as well.
And it's like, I mean, you're not gonna rotate to the point, but you're gonna get people like, you know, like give Elliott a start and stuff. You know, do things like that.
Yeah, but I would, you know, in the last Champions League game, would I do Naoni for 20 minutes? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's have a look at the kid.
Here you go, kid. Champions League. Check it out.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Let's have a look at you. And, you know, there's fucking 6 or 7 players like that, I think, where you can look and go, we'll take a look at you again. You know what I mean? And Tyler Morton, for example, would start at 2 of them. He starts Tyler Morton at Brighton away. Do you know what I mean? So, like, Tyler Morton, maybe. I don't know. Interesting. But if
first things first, let's do the City game.
Yes.
The more confident people are, you know me, the more worried I get. Because people, I almost feel like people are way overconfident. I know they're in a bad run, but it is still City.
Agreed. Respect should still be there because it is Manchester City. And when you have a player like Erling Haaland up front, who can punish you anyway, because you could batter them, they could just hit one on the break and take a 1-0 lead, and then who knows what happens. My thing is here, though, Tim, it wasn't the loss to Spurs, it was the Feyenoord game. 3 at home against Feyenoord, felt like conceding. They can't stop leaking goals.
Yeah, they're just so I mean, their back line is like Guardiola, as good as he can look.
That's what I'm saying, mate, right? Like, I'm a fan of again. You know, Guardiola's a top player. I loved Kyle Walker before he was finished. I don't know if Salah's out. We'll see. Don't know if that's a
why would Salah be out? I didn't even know he was hurt.
Who knows? We'll see. But again, I look at this team. If you'll have to do Gundogan in the 6, I just don't think that works. I just think the final games really changed me a little bit, and that can really damage your team. Like, really damage you, can't it? Look, conceding 3 at home when you're 3-0 up. Liverpool done that once. A Spurs, and then Liverpool on the other end and scored Jota 1-4-3. So it didn't matter anyway. Do you know what I mean? And I just think after the run you've been on, let's get it right, mate. This final team lost Minter, who's now at Brighton. He was on loan from Newcastle. And they took their best centre mid at Brighton. I can't remember his name, but he doesn't start for them. He was a Feyenoord. They've lost a manager. And they've just scored 3 against City. I just find that so much that you cannot get over. I just think that Liverpool, are you playing at the right time? Yes, of course you are. And I just feel like, you know, it's just a mad time, man. It really is. I think we'll beat them. I really do.
Okay, this is like news over here saying Mala hamstring issue from today. I don't see it in here yet, but
have a look.
Yeah, I'm like looking at like the latest I see is within an hour, and I don't see any news. But
don't see anything. Not yet.
That would not be good.
No, that'll be Very sad.
Yeah, all the news. I mean, I don't see anything in terms of within. Let's look at the past hour. Yeah, I don't see anything at all.
Yeah,
But
they might be on the line up here, fella.
oh yeah, man, if you're like pulling our chain, shame on you. Don't get us worried like this.
Hey, hey, no, fair play to you. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But,
So, I mean, here's the thing. I know what you mean. They are definitely fragile, but it's almost like, if you are City, isn't this game a game to turn everything around? It's almost like if this goes down, you can they'll be blown into oblivion. And I would think they're never coming back from this. Now that it's 11 points, 1, and 2, a game that could maybe turn things around for them, they just lost.
yeah, I think
this is the season for them, ultimately.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, and you throw at it, and I know what you're saying. Is this the game to turn it around? Yes, but do you have a choice to win the game? I don't think you have a choice. If Liverpool just show up and beat you, like I love when people always go, it's a big chance for them. Yeah, but the other team want to play as well, and the other team are really good, and they could just beat them and go, well, there's your chance gone. Do you know what I mean? And that can happen because that's footy. So I just feel like for City, I just think it feels like it's just a bit too much right now. I just think it's like too I don't. People go, it's good timing, play a big game and stuff. I don't think that's good timing at all. I think you do want to play someone half. You'd love to play Southampton right now, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? And just go and win a game. Just win a game.
Yeah.
We all go from there and we all have a big laugh about it. But
then again, they probably thought the same thing about Pioneer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. And then you 3-0 up. And the way
that's why it was so that, because I think you saw the players, it was like, that's right, damn it, we're back. Kind of a mood. And then it's like,
yeah. And then Jordan don't like as well, but I noticed it against Spurs and I noticed it against Feyenoord. The fucking crowd's empty, on like the 80. Like as soon as Feyenoord score the third, the ground is gone. And they scored on like the 89th minute. It was still like 7-8 minutes to play.
Yeah.
The ground was gone.
And that's ball, by the way, Grealish hitting the post. So I was like, shit is not going your way, because normally that goes in.
We look at the Spurs game when Spurs, even at 3-0, it was dead. They were gone. Like, I always think that's a sign, It's a sign, I think, when the fans just look and go, it's not like, this hasn't happened today. This is not for us. Do you know what I mean? I do think that is a thing, and it's hard, man. I just don't think they have any choice in the matter, Tim. They might want to come and go, fucking hell, this is our season. Okay, this is our season. I'm going to chase them after speed.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, they're definitely, it's not like they're good on a bad run. They're looking bad with a lot of like issues right now. I mean, Rodri being out obviously destroys everything. Let's face it. I mean, people, I saw like a Liverpool fan saying like, just they have one guy out. Well, if Van Dijk goes out, that back line goes to shit.
That's fair. Do Liverpool get beat 4-0 at home? Would Liverpool get beat 4-0 at home?
No.
The Spurs, if he lost Van Dijk? Absolutely not. This thing, I've watched Liverpool be
but here's the thing. That's because we would totally play differently.
I've watched Liverpool be shy for 20 years. We didn't get beat 4-0 at home. We did, you know what I mean? It's very, very rare. I've just named one idea where Liverpool were 3-0 up at home in a game and didn't win the game. Like,
I take that as like, don't you think though, this was not a thing in the back where, I don't know. I mean, obviously for the longest time it was 2 points for the win. So maybe that's one reason. But like back in the day, there was a lot more of it ain't happening, man, but we're not going to get embarrassed mode. Like managers would switch to that. You know what I mean? Like if it was like once it was 2-0, even if it was like 3-0, you'd be like, okay, you know what? We're not conceding anymore. We're clearly not winning today, but we're not conceding anymore. I see teams opening up even more now. I think that's why you see a 5-0, 7-0. You would not see a 7-0 game back in the day as much, because after 3, it'd be like, you know what? No more. And people would sit.
Yeah, and that's fair as well. That's fair. I think I just feel like, don't make that. If you look at City's results, though, Tim, and I get they play some half decent sides like Brighton away is a tough game. We get that. You know what I mean? That can happen. And you can lose 2-1 to Brighton.
Yeah.
You can lose 2-1 to Bournemouth. Like that can happen. But I think this 4-1 at Sporting is a mad one. Especially when Arsenal just went there and beat them 4-1.
Yep.
And the Spurs one, and the Feyenoord one. I just feel like, fella, right, you've got excuses. I just think they've all got old at the same time. I think they've done the official thing that Liverpool never used to do, is let them get old on someone else's on books. Let the players' legs die on another club's books. Kyle Walker looks 34.
Yes, he
looks
does.
like an old 34. Bernardo Silva's 31. Like, he's getting on. There's not enough players, I don't think, at City who are 25. There's not a lot of 25-year-olds. Do you know
And
what I
the
mean?
ones that are not that good.
Yeah. Or I can't have to be growing into. Like, Savinho's 20. I think
Yeah.
Savinho will be a player in 3 years. Do you know what I mean? I think Doku's 21. I think he could be a player. I'm not guaranteeing Doku. I'm guaranteeing Savinho, not Doku. But
Yeah, same.
I think I don't think there's that many 25-year-olds. When you actually look at the Liverpool squad, for example, Kanate, Szoboszlai, Trent,
Gravenberch.
Gravenberch is 23. I think Max 26.
Something like 25 or 26.
Yeah.
I think.
So there's a lot of. I think Diaz is around 27 now, 28. But there's a lot of players around that age who can carry the old men through for you with running. They can carry Salah's running for him. I think Salah's working harder than any right now. And then they can carry like a Van Dijk's running through for you and players like that. They can carry Robertson's running for you. Harvey Elliott's getting to 21. Like, he's getting into his, you know what I mean? I don't think there's that core at City anymore, mate. I just think they've all got old at the same time.
Yeah, they almost got a little bit. And I feel like, some of those games, like the 4-0s and stuff like that, I just think like they're a little bit too cocky, have too much belief in themselves, and suddenly, like you play like your little brother and you're kicking their ass all the time. It's kind of easy, and then suddenly you're like, oh shit, he's not a little brother anymore. Like, he's just like, this guy's doing stuff. So it just gets, and you can't switch back right away. And I feel like that's where they're at, confidence level wise. They don't know what's going wrong, because I mean, if you've ever been on a team where like you're winning all the time and it's almost like looking too easy, when you get shaken, it's you're like, what the fuck? Like, this is not supposed to happen. And it's kind of hard to, like, they don't know what's going on. We're doing everything that we normally do. Why isn't the same result?
This is exactly it. And I just checked their next 6. It's Liverpool away, Forest at home. Okay. But Forest, by the way, have got a really good away record this year. We know about that. Palace away.
That's a tough one.
Juve away. And they have to win.
Yeah.
United at home, when you don't know what United you're going to get. In 5 games, they could be half decent. We don't know. And then Villa away.
Honestly, I am not worried about, unless, something happens and we lose this weekend. Even then, I'm not as worried about City. If you look at Arsenal's schedule, they have a lot easier schedule. I don't know if they will make up any ground if we have any hiccups.
That's what I'm saying. I like, there's a point here for Arsenal, and I think about Arsenal quite a bit right now, because they could be developing into our biggest rival. They're just playing West Ham. West Ham's best result of the year. Newcastle away, 2-0, great win. They're about to play them at 5:30 on a Saturday on a London derby. Tough game. That's now turned into a tough game for them, because West Ham are going to have some kind of confidence at least going forward. Then they're playing United at home on the Wednesday, and Fulham away. That's their next 3 league games. People are saying that's an easy run. I think that actually, there's a couple could be a banana. Fulham are actually a really good squad team. I know they lost 4-1 to Wolves, that can happen, whatever. But Fulham have actually got a really good team. Fulham are actually half decent. United, we don't know, because there's such a weird batshit club right now. We have no idea what's going to show up, and then West Ham away. There could be an argument here, though, mate. If you're Arsenal, you win your 3 games, you go to West Ham, you get a great win, really good win. You go to United and Fulham and you win. If Liverpool win the next 3 games, we went a really good away there, and we're still 9 away. We're still 9.
Yes, yeah.
And you go, fuck me, when does this stop? Do you know what I mean? Like, when do we catch them? Because they just went to Newcastle and Everton away and won. And oh fuck, do you know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, here's the thing. I mean, if we go into let me pull up the schedule over here, and I can show. Actually, I can just put it on the screen, I guess. Let me throw it on the screen over here. But I mean, when you look at the schedule here, there we go. I mean, if we go into, let's go mid-December, and you have not lost points, even before the Southampton game, I think it's
done.
that really worries Arsenal. Not to mention the matchup between you two is at Anfield.
You'll also get into the stage, and if you bring up that schedule again, you actually get into the stage, mate, where if you're Arsenal, if Liverpool beat Fulham, so you've went to Newcastle, one went to Everton, one went to Fulham, and one. Of course, this is all speculation. That League Cup quarter-final, because I know Arsenal are playing Palace at home, has turned into a big game for them. Because they've won a trophy. This team, I know Arteta has, but not this team. That was Aubameyang and Lacazette. It wasn't this team. That actually turned into a really big quarter-final for them. Do you know what I mean? They're playing Palace at home on that midweek. Do they start looking and going, Liverpool have won the last 4, including Newcastle away, City, Everton away. Is this doable? Do you know what I mean? Does that doubt start to come into your head? Is this doable? They're playing Palace back to back, so they've got one of those weird weeks where they're playing Palace at home in the League Cup, and then Palace away in the league. That's a fucking big one. And the fucking second game's away.
Yes.
It's like, I think when Liverpool did it with Brighton this year, our second game was at home. Do you know what I mean? Theirs is away. And I just think you get into the stage when you're a fan and you're a footy player where you go, is this too much? It must do. You don't just, you come out and tell the media all the time, oh, we'll just keep going and keep winning our games and hope they slip, or whatever. But you've also got to come to Anfield and win. And you haven't won at Anfield in 15 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just think it's getting too much. I just think it could be just too much for Arsenal. I don't think the strength and depth is there in the squad. I just think if Liverpool win the next 3, Tim, it's over.
I think that if you win this weekend by itself, I think you put a huge doubts in. Arsenal is 4th right now in the league.
Do you take a draw? I know. Do you take a draw?
Yes.
On the back of the City squad that's coming up.
I would be like, man, chance miss. You're not going to get City this way. Maybe you will, but in my mind, you will not get them at this stage again in a long time. So I'd be like, chance miss, but I would not be devastated.
I would be.
Even if Arsenal wins, if you're telling me 13 games in, we're up by 8 points, I'm like that.
Yeah, I think I'd be gutted. I'd be heartbroken. I just think they look fucking tired. They look like they're ruined.
They're right for the picking. I understand that part. I just would not be like, God damn it. Yeah, I would just not be like, I'm like, damn, that's a chance missed. But I would not take it as, like I say, 8 points above City. You would be, even if they win, 8 points above.
Haven't you learned, though, Tim, to win the league, you got to beat City? Haven't we learned that?
Has that changed?
Yeah.
No. That's why I think. That's why. Like I say, when I look at this and you look at that City schedule, and you look at the City team and the way they are, I worry more about Arsenal catching us than City, especially if we beat them this weekend. If we beat them this weekend, I almost say, yeah, City is not coming back from this.
They're done. If we beat
the old City might have, not this City.
Mate, I'd say it all the time. In 1920, Liverpool took their soul. They just took the heart and they went, we're done. We can't compete with this. It's your year. We'll concentrate on the Champions League. Do I expect this team could still potentially win the Champions League? Yes. If City put all the eggs in the Champions League basket, then they could win it.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And I think that would be actually really smart from Guardiola. By the way, if you go 11 and you go, he might think to himself, let them go to Newcastle and Everton and see what they get. And then if Liverpool pick up 1 out of 6 and we win our 2, we're back in it, maybe he might think like that. But I just think it could mentally kill them. And I just think sometimes you have to mentally put the sword into a team. Like we did when we beat them last time with 3-1 with Fabinho. We mentally put them, you know what I mean? We mentally hurt them. And I just think, mate, don't let those opportunities go. Look at Arsenal last year when Arsenal went there and played for the draw and 20%.
Yes, exactly. But that's what I mean. I just don't think it's the same scenario anymore.
In what? Because you don't expect City to win 15 on the bounce, basically.
Yeah. I don't think this team is that team.
But I don't think we as fans can complain about other clubs not beating them when we couldn't. Because we all sit there then and go, fucking hell, you were 2-0 up and you won 3-2. Hey, we didn't beat them, Like, I just don't think we can be those type of fans then. Do you get what I mean?
No. I know what you mean. But at the same, like I said, I just don't think they're that threat anymore of going on the run. I look at Arsenal's schedule and I can see them going on like 5 games in a row. Especially looking at, I mean, Newcastle away is a tough game. I don't want to look too far ahead.
Oh,
and then you play Everton. Arsenal, Everton, and us Everton are totally different things. No one knows better than you. So those are like tough fixtures coming up. So if you win now, I'd be like, those fixtures become a lot easier where you have some cushion, if you will. But I can see Arsenal going like 5 in a row right now with their schedule.
Do you expect Arsenal to win the next 5?
I can see them. I mean, will they? I don't know, but I can kind of see.
Okay. Everyone's saying everyone's
like Fulham. I don't have faith in Fulham, dude. They'll beat Fulham like 4-1 or something like that.
Okay, so the next 5 is West Ham away,
and United is United.
Okay,
and West Ham is honestly West Ham. I don't have that much faith. I know they had like a good result and stuff, and Everton are gonna roll over to Arsenal. They're not gonna be us.
And what about Palace
until they go to Crystal Palace away, I can see them winning all those in a row.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. That's 4 in a row you're expecting to go now, and then maybe they might drop a Palace, which is the R5.
And then they play Ipswich at home, which they'll beat.
And then have you seen the next
then it gets tricky. After that, like January 1st, Brentford away, Brighton away, Tottenham home, Villa home. Those 4 games. But like I say, we have like these 4 games with the Newcastle, Everton, and stuff like that. But like I say, first things first, what's your prediction for this weekend?
3-1 Liverpool. I'm taking the Timuchin. I do think Haaland will score. I just think he will score. I think City will score. They just don't stop conceding goals. They can't stop the ball going in the net. So that's why, I just can't see 1-0 Liverpool. They just can't stop it bleeding at the moment. And I just think that's why Liverpool could get a couple. So 3-1 Liverpool.
I'll go with the Timuchin special as well. I'm hoping for a win. And I think, honestly, I'm a lot more confident somehow, which is why it worries me even more. After seeing us play Real Madrid, and I know it was a short minute, but I was talking about it in the pre-match for the Real game. I just don't know about this. I'm seeing more, the dominance in midfield and the control. That was the impressive part of that for me. Like owning the game, like controlling the game. If you can do that against City, it goes back to what you're saying. They leak goals. So you are going to get goals. But if you go into, there was a moment in the Madrid game where for like 5 or 10 minutes, we started playing their game and more of a clock game.
Towards the end of the first
like a basketball match. Like that's not that when that happens and you don't have Konate and you have Trent back there, you're going to have issues and you can concede goals. That's why if you play the control game, I think you will get goals on them and win the game easy.
I think it comes down to the points I thought for 10 minutes towards the end of the first half. When Jones goes to Gravenberch and goes like that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was key. That I was just to go, fucking get your head in the game. Don't do this. Don't fall into the trap. That's exactly what they wanted to do. They want, you know what I mean? And I think that was very smart from Jones. Was brilliant that night, and I'm sure you know. Jones was excellent. And I think that was really mature from him. I have a question for you, Tim. So Konate's out. Bradley's out. So we're basically having Gomez and Trent come back in. Would you change the keeper? Because here's my argument.
I don't think he's even ready yet, but I would not.
If he's ready, do you do 3 of the back 5?
No.
It's tough, innit? That's what I'm saying. It's tough to do, innit? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I almost would use it. I mean, Slutton is in a good situation where he can be like, yeah, we're not going to rush you in. Why don't you take another 3 days, 3 more practices and stuff like that? The way Keller. I mean, that's the whole conversation. I don't know if we change our goalkeeper plans moving forwards because he's making a strong case.
I think he wants Ali in goal by Everton. I think he wants him in goal by Everton. And then, listen, mate, this is the last ever Goodison Park derby. I just need that people to, everyone goes to their new stadium next year. This is the last ever Goodison Park derby. They've been in that ground for 100 odd years. That is going to be it's a 12:30 kickoff, which just helps. Liverpool, because it won't be as ravage as it would be. Like we played them last year, it was under the lights and fucking hell, it was just fucking like a bear pit. It's not going to be like that. But what I would say is that I think it's hard throwing in a keeper who's never played there to go there. It's a different game. It's like when you see United legends talk about going to Anfield and they go to a different game, you have no idea. Like you don't know until you play there for United. You don't know what a derby's like until you play the Goodison Park for Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking different. It's weird. I think you'd want Ali in goal for them. So I think he'd like Kelleher in goal for City. and then get Ali back and go for Newcastle.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Ali at Newcastle and Everton, because Ali's going to get a spot back. I mean, I know what everybody's saying, but one, it's very disrespectful to Ali, I think. And you're talking about one of the best goals. It's almost like saying like Kwanzaa is playing great. So Van Dijk, do we put Van Dijk back in the starting 11? Fuck yeah, you do. He's one of the best center backs. Do you put Ali in goal? Fuck yeah, you do. He's one of the best goalies in the world. I mean, this is why afterwards people talk about loyalty of players and stuff. This is the shit that kills me. Like, how do you forget how good Ali is? Because Kelleher saved it. Like, I'm not that Kelleher's like only saving penalties or something, but come on. Like,
I love Kelleher. We all love Kelleher. We know how good of a keeper he is. We get that. But again, keepers are different. And I mentioned this last week. You can't give a keeper 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You can't, it's not like that. It doesn't work. When it's any other player on the pitch, you can get 20 a day, we'll give you 40 there, and then you're back.
Yes.
No, exactly. It's either you're fit or you're not. You imagine subbing Kelleher on the 70, like, you know what I mean? Alex comes up at 20, just a heads will fall off.
Maybe if you're smashing City by 4, just to fucking rub it in, you really can change the goalie.
Yeah, but I think I would like to keep Kelleher, and I can't believe I'm saying that. If Konate and Bradley, or Konate was at least fully fit, I would do Ali. But I don't like the idea of changing 3 of me back 5. It just really makes me feel a bit nauseous inside. So
that's the only thing that worries me now is not having Konate out there. But I don't know, man. They are there for the picking. We'll be here actually tomorrow. Gonna do the Goal Zone live watch along. So there'll be a bunch of teams to look along to. We'll do the Peacocks Goal Zone. So if you want to join us, do hop on, and then we'll just take a look at some games and stuff like that. I don't know who's on yet. I think Gally is gonna jump on. I think Mecca as well. We'll talk a bunch about teams at the same time. You hopping on?
I might do half an hour for you.
Do me a favor. Okay.
I've got to wait for the money to be sent through, fella. My appearance fee.
Well, go get yourself a freaking mattress at Anand's. But yeah, thanks for joining this morning.
You get 15% off
tomorrow.
Go to what was it? That's what he said. Anand said 15% off for Americans.
There you go. Yeah, I mean 50% off, and he's gonna give away a free vacation package. I mean, you can't beat that in America with a stick. So, but you can beat it with a stick us tomorrow at 9:00 Central in the morning when we're watching the games. Do join us then, and obviously we're going to be here on Sunday for the pre-match as well. But have a great rest of your Black Friday. I'm assuming if you were watching us, you're not out shopping, and more power to you. But enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your freaking Saturday, hopefully with us in the morning, and we'll beat City on Sunday. You'll enjoy it even more. Take care, everybody.